If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Hampton Roads Show. Our live audience today is from the Colonial Coast Girl Scouts. They've teamed up with WAVY TV for an exciting event this weekend that will get you moving and feeling great. We're going to get all the details later on in the show.
And in the kitchen with us today, Chef Donald Hart from Schlesinger's Chop House in Newport News. He's making a menu favorite for us today, Steak Diane.
And we're all so busy these days that sometimes we don't get to say a proper thank you to the important people in our lives. Local writer Nora Firestone was bothered by this, and when we asked her what's your problem, she showed us a high-tech way that she created to give gratitude.
And our friends at Bayport Credit Union want you to strap on your sneakers and get walking for a great cause this weekend. Coming up, find out how you can support this year's Alzheimer's Memory Walk.
Happy Wednesday, it's Hump Day.
Good morning, everybody. How about that audience? Is that a great looking audience? Look at the girls.
They're
Hey, girls.
smiling, they're coordinated. I love it.
Were you a Girl Scout?
I wasn't a Girl Scout.
Neither was I.
Well, that, you know, Boy Scouts?
I made it as far as Cub Scout. I never got any further than Cub.
Were you a
but
Girl Scout?
Cub was good.
You were?
Yeah.
Carrie was a Girl Scout.
Girl Scout. First a brownie, and then a Girl Scout.
Brownie.
We asked them if they brought cookies, but next time, ladies, they said that.
Gotta bring the cookies.
All right, well, they brought some good information about an event coming up. We'll talk to them in just a little bit. But first, we want to talk about, I don't know if maybe some of those girls go to school in Norfolk, but Norfolk is the only school system in the metro area, the 7 cities, that doesn't allow kids to have their cell phones at school at all.
Hard stance.
Yep.
Not at all.
Zero tolerance of cell phones, if you will. And now parents are expected tonight to be talking to the school board about easing up on that policy because other cities let kids at least bring the kids to school. They can't have them turned on or text or anything like that in school, but it comes in very handy sometimes so kids can communicate with their parents, either in the case of an emergency or just, kind of the after school stuff. Hey, so-and-so's mom is giving me a ride home. Can we give Jimmy a ride home? Or I'm staying late for band practice. And Norfolk says the kids can use the phones during after-school activities, but only if they went home between the end of the regular school day and the after-school activity.
Which
I don't remember there being a lot of
make
time between
sense.
that. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. But
Not
of
at
course,
all.
the intention of the policy probably to just get rid of the distraction.
Yeah, I mean, the intent is good, but I think when you just pull that privilege away or for that use, like you said, for parents needing to contact their kids, hey, call me if something happens.
Yeah.
Kids are going to find a way to do it anyway, and then that's going to become maybe more of a problem because, I don't know, I think altogether no phones at all. I mean, you could have them in your lockers and not have them on, but for parents not to be able to get a hold of their kids, I mean, that's just the way technology is going nowadays.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can't get away from it. You can't avoid
Depends, do they still have payphones? Because I remember, when
Give your kid a
little
bunch of
Carrie
quarters.
Matson was in high school, I mean, we had to just
Rotary
go to
dial.
if we had to call our
Yeah.
parents, we went
Or
to
go
the
to the
payphone or
office.
we went to the office and said, can I make a little call? And the
Something tells
secretary
me-
could hear everything you were
Something
saying.
tells me that the
forgot my
administrators in
soccer
Norfolk
shorts.
talked to everybody over in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake and Portsmouth and said, hey, how's it working for you?
Yeah.
They said, is it working for you? Is it, can students have their phones? And they're probably saying, yeah, they can. It's a distraction at times, but maybe this is something you should ease up on. That hard stance is hard to pull off with kids.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Sure, we get a lot of buzz on that. I didn't have a cell phone, and I'm trying to think what high school, yeah. But
Well, my kids are
I
in middle
sure
school. My
know,
kids
they were
are in
going to
middle
age
school
thing.
now, and they say that on the way home from school, every kid brings their cell phone out on the bus, and they're just texting the whole time. On the bus. They're
weird.
all
Maybe
just
that's
texting away,
distracting,
text, text,
and
text.
kids aren't now picking on each other. I mean, I know bullying is still there, but if everybody's on their phones playing
That's
Angry
right.
Birds,
Maybe
hey,
it's quiet and the bus driver
bus
can, I don't
driver's
know,
like,
drive.
yes. All you have to hear is a little app noise. You're good.
Yeah. Sitting in class, and all of a sudden the phone goes off.
Let us know what you think. I mean, we'll encourage some debate this morning, or at least bring back a memory of if you're of a certain age, we'll bring back a memory of you going to the office saying, I need to call my mom. Forgot my lunch. Right.
I need lunch money.
My socks for
Oh,
soccer.
man. Well, this next hot topic is fun. It's kind of one that's already getting a lot of comments, but it's the simple question, are you a hugger or are you a handshaker? It seems to be that hugs are the new handshake. Now, boy, that's a
Now that's a hug.
That's a hug, if you want to talk about it. Okay, for handshakes, for me, I'm a very firm believer in a good, strong handshake. I think a handshake tells a lot about a person.
But you're not like one of those, I'm going to break your
No,
hand.
no, I'm not one of those, I'm going to break your hand. But if I'm coming in to meet you, it's just this, confidence.
Let me see, how is that?
It just says, hey, how you doing, Chris?
That's pretty
how you doing?
good.
It's real, it's just
says a lot about you.
Yeah, but then there are different types of hugs out there. Let me, okay, there's 3, and you can probably guess what they are. They have the full frontal hug. Let's demonstrate this, Carrie.
Here, what are we going to do?
Here we
Show
go.
it.
The full frontal hug, total
How's that
body
go?
contact, heart-to-heart embrace, firm squeeze. Oh, okay.
All right,
Then we
I'm
have
for that. I'm for that.
we
That's
have
good.
we have the butt out hug. So
Oh, this is the
you guys-
Oprah hug.
This is the Oprah
This is
hug.
like-
so it's like
Chris doesn't want to hug me today.
hey.
Oh.
No, I'm saving the best for last.
Okay.
Oh, are we going to do the hip hop?
Okay, now Carrie and Chris are going to demonstrate the hip hop hug. Right arm in. Ah.
Wait,
Tap.
sit again.
1, 2, and pull.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
hold
Okay.
on. All right.
That was like 3 or 4.
Just
Oh, there's
the
supposed to be a
little chest bump, like
Well,
I don't think
microphone.
females do hip hop hugs. Like that would look weird.
Let's
if
do
they're
it.
like, hey Carrie, what's going on, girl? Hey, how you doing?
Right.
And then sometimes they just do that and.
Then I'm.
Nah, it's too confusing.
Yeah.
Let's just, hey.
Are you a hugger?
I mean, really.
So are you I'm a fist bump too.
No.
Are you a hugger, fist bump, handshaker?
Sit down.
Or
We're
take
getting
your
to
producer-
sit down.
Oh,
make it stop.
It's too confusing.
Make it stop.
It's confusing.
So we've
I'm not sure
demonstrated
what to
them.
give.
Are you a hugger? I'm a hugger.
I'm a hugger now with you.
Okay, cool.
I'm a
Let's look
hugger
it up.
sometimes. Not like first time you meet somebody, unless it's like, I don't know, like for my sister-in-law, when she's introduced me to her fiance. I mean, I gave Neil a big hug, like
Yeah.
welcome to the family, heard so much about you. You know what I mean? But like most people, it's handshake first, and then maybe a hug on a second encounter.
Can't
But
believe we
not
just
like the full
demonstrated
body
that.
or like the jumping up, putting your arm around somebody. That's
Legs in the
You don't
air.
do that
Oh,
for
man.
everybody.
Confusing, but
All right, well, those are our 2 hot topics. Please, please, please let us know your thoughts. You can join our conversation on our Facebook page. We thank you for that. Or you can follow us on Twitter at HR_show.
Yep.
Jeremy Wheeler.
I'm talking about Oprah. Oprah's like,
Oprah.
like the I'm going to barely let you break the plane
She
of my
does,
personal
and then
space.
she goes in and
I'm
she
ready
does
to
that.
push it. She hands
Push
like
it
this
away.
so she can just at her second nose push it away. Like you're in, you're out, in, out. You can
Get a
come
dangers
close.
with that. Is that the, the Oprah defense?
That's what I think
Hugger?
it is.
Or handshaker.
Neither. No, I'm just
What?
kidding. And Carrie can
just
attest to
wave.
this.
I'm
I'm
a
just like,
clicker.
Are you a
hey,
Howie? What does he
No.
do? Howie
do
Mandel. He's a
that,
germaphobe.
Yeah,
He
because
does
he's,
the fist bump.
he's
Yeah, I
not
don't
like
do that either. No, I try not to have contact with
Why are you
anybody.
so closed off?
Wow, Jeremy.
What's the matter?
Germs,
Hey.
it spreads germs, and you just don't want to do that.
Really?
So you got to be, sanitary. And besides, people too touchy-feely. They go like, "Hi, how are you? Ooh, how's it going?" And you're like,
There are those people
Stay
that
off
come
of
up.
me. I
There
don't-
are those
no,
people
I don't
that
want
come
this.
up and think that they can just hug you, and you're like,
I've
oh.
had people like that. and it's
Sounds like a
touchy-feely.
high-pitched voice is
Yeah.
really what you're afraid
Well,
of.
it was mostly well, that too. Yeah. As soon as you hear that screeching breaks in your ears, you're like, "Oh, thanks, G."
So now everybody's
A little-
people out there are not going to know how to approach you. They're going to be like,
that's like, okay, hug, yeah, okay, whatever, get out of here, bye. That's my thing. That's how I roll. Okay.
Here's how a T-Rex gives a hug.
It's a T-Rex hug. That's the new thing.
Hey,
there
the
you go.
T-Rex, hey.
T-Rex hug. So there you go.
don't be alarmed
right.
if, as we go to commercial
Yeah.
break, we're doing the
All
different hugs.
Yeah.
T-Rex
All right.
hug
We're getting in
and
trouble
Jeremy
here.
Wheeler.
Boss is gonna be
All
calling
right.
up saying, "What were you supposed to be talking about this morning on the show?" Yeah. Let's take a look at.
No, he won't,
what's
'cause
really
he's a
going
hugger.
on. Probably he hasn't hugged me yet. So. Temperatures today, it's going to be warm outside. Again, one more warm day. I've warmed it up since yesterday's forecast. 81. And that's, with a lot of cloud cover, but some breaks. The sun will pop out, and then we'll get some scattered showers and some thunderstorms later today. Get some gusty winds picking up, especially tonight and tomorrow. Highs will be in the mid-60s. Then we get low to mid-60s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and some fair weather. It's going to be really nice weather over the weekend. I'm looking forward to it once again. So here we go for the pop quiz for the day. All right, here we go. Place to learn more. There you go. That says it all right there. Has about 5,000. Has almost 5,000. Named for an English captain. And has a popular arts center, especially. So yeah, Fury. I figured Fury would get it on this one with that. But think about it a little bit and
Why
submit
couldn't
your
it be?
answer.
You figured Ariane would get it as well.
Because she got it last time I did this pop quiz like a year ago. So anyway, there you go. And submit your answer. Get online, thehamptonroadshow.com. Submit your answer, and you can win this fabulous prize, which is that 4-pack of super haircuts from Supercuts.
And Jeremy Wheeler will hug every member of your family.
I will not do that. No, I will
with the
not.
T-Rex hug.
I'll give you a virtual hug, maybe a digital hug. I'll put hug on Twitter and tweet. Hug.
I'm sure it'll be just the same. All right.
That's
I don't know how to get to the
a
kitchen.
cold hug there. All right, in the kitchen with us today is Chef Don Hart from Schlesinger's Chop House in Newport News. What are you, a hugger, a fist pound?
Probably more of a fist pound than a
Fist
hugger.
pound, I know. You're in the kitchen,
But-
you got to keep it clean.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Don, what are we cooking today?
Today we're going to be preparing a steak Diane, which is a pan-seared filet mignon with a classical Diane sauce that go over the top of it, and we're going to do it with some sautéed asparagus as well.
Okay, so this is a favorite at Schlesinger's?
Yes, during our lunch and dinner on both menus.
Okay, does it take long to prepare?
Not very long at all.
It's delicious, I bet.
It's wonderful.
Wonderful, all right. Chef Don, he's going to cook it for us. We're going to get back to him in just a minute.
We weren't talking about singing. All right, we want to thank our chef for making a great meal for us today. We're looking forward to that.
And speaking of a way to show appreciation, a local writer has created an outlet for all of us to give gratitude to the important people in our lives online. Cheryl Tan tells us all about it in today's What's Your Problem? Side hug. Side hug. Are you a hugger? Because if you're not a hugger, Carrie, let me know because I'm going all in.
No, I'm a hugger.
Hugging you.
I think people, if it was like hug or not, I think
Yeah.
there are different degrees of being
That's
a hugger.
true.
Some people hug like everybody, you know, all the
Yeah.
time, you know, but
Yeah. Ah! Hip hop hug. There's a picture of the hip hop hug. Okay. So we asked, are you a hugger or are you a handshaker? We're just going to be hugging all today on the show. Should be called the Hug Hampton Road Show. Going too much? Okay. Raymond Sanderlin says, it depends on who it is, but most of the time I am a handshaker. I don't go around just hugging people that I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is,
I mean, we're not
I
talking
get it.
about assault, you know, like like an ambush hug.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
just-
Like most people see
Yeah.
it coming.
Right. Jesse says, depends.
That's more like the Oprah.
That
That's
is,
like the
yeah, that's the,
hips out.
that's
Hips
the
away.
hips out. Oh, that's
Ooh.
chest bump hug. We just won the Super
That's
Bowl.
airborne. Wow.
Kind of. That's cool.
Okay.
Jesse says, depends. When meeting someone, I handshake. The full frontal is for my hubby. The butt out hug is for friends that I care about and who are aggravating to her at times. And the hip hop hug is reserved for special people, she says.
Okay.
LOL. And then Lakeisha says, OMG, being polite is a must, whether a pleasant handshake or it's a confident hug.
Yeah.
So,
But don't
maybe she's
break
a hugger.
people's hands. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
some people really believe in that super firm.
Yeah, they do.
You're borderline, sister.
It
you are
is?
borderline. Yeah.
Oh.
Because
I
to
didn't
me,
think I
it's
was.
like when somebody, you know what I'm talking about. Have you met, I'm not going to hurt you, but have you ever met somebody that is just
Yeah,
like, come
I
on,
have.
how
Or then you have this. You have this.
Oh no, yeah, don't.
The two hands. The two handshake.
What's the matter with that?
The two handshake.
I've been known to give the
No,
double.
that's great. I like it. I like it. Says a lot about you.
You don't. But don't break my hand, because you know what? I'm just thinking, how insecure are you that you feel that you must show me your strength by
Yeah.
breaking, crushing my bones together like my brother used to do.
Okay.
Chris Reikling's sister is here. We should ask
She
them.
is.
Did you ever try to like? "Arr."
He's strong. Yeah. I know.
Siblings do.
Well, I guess in our next bus segment, we're going to have that. There she is. Say hi.
Ah, crazy sister.
We're going to get to our next hot topic in our next bus segment, talking about the cell phones.
I ate up a lot of time on the handshake
That's
thing.
cool,
didn't
though.
I?
I mean, that's how we hug here. We're huggers.
All right.
So.
We embrace the tangents.
All right, let's go over to the kitchen.
Hey, back now in the kitchen with Chef Donald Hart from Schlesinger's Chop House at Port Warwick in Newport News. Today he's going to show us how to make steak Diane.
Steak
Don.
Diane.
How are we going to make steak Diane?
Today we're going to start with our steak Diane. We have our fillets. We're going to go ahead and season with a trio of peppercorn melange and a little kosher salt and pepper. And then we're going to pan sear them.
Okay, go ahead and give me a little start on it. You get to take away, buddy. Hug that steak and make it nice.
Yeah.
Tell me about Diane. I know we've all heard of steak Diane, but how did you get the name Diane? And how can I get my name on a dish?
How can you get your name on a dish? Go
Yeah,
ahead and-
maybe not that much.
The Diane terminology came from the Greek mythology. The goddess, Greek mythology, Diane is the goddess of the woods and wild animals. She had later also acquired the goddess of the moon as well. I guess breaking down the word Diane in Greek mythology, Di means divine, and they said this is sauce that is so divine that we're going to call it a steak Diane.
Oh, I like that. So throw them in the pan.
We're going to throw them in a pan. We're going to be pan searing them, getting a nice golden brown crust on each side. Then we're going to finish it in the oven. And then back in the same pan was where we're actually going to prepare the Diane sauce. The sauce is going to include a little bit of wild mushrooms, some Dijon mustard, deglazed with a little fresh brandy, and then finished with our house-made demi-glaze.
So how long are we going to pan sear them?
About a minute on each side.
Right.
And then we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven after that.
Right. Well, you're making quite a mess here. That thing is a splattering dish.
It does need to be hot.
Yeah, that's just the way it is in the kitchen, right?
Yes, it is.
If you're not making a mess, you're not making a meal.
Well, we like to clean as we go, so.
I like that concept.
It's a wonderful
I keep talking
concept.
to my wife about that, but she's like, you're the one who cleans. So what else we got going on, Don?
Not much. We are.
You want to tell me about Schlessinger's?
What would you like to know about Schlesinger?
How long have you been around? And tell me about the restaurant.
The restaurant itself, it just went through a wonderful remodeling where everything's been updated and it's all fresh. We've been there about 7 years now, so we were due for a little bit of a refresher. So the restaurant is looking beautiful as ever. And we're doing some wonderful things with the menu. We just implemented a couple of new menus with some new exciting menu items on there. The lunch menu, we have a beautiful lunch menu that we offer 10 items under $10, which has had a lot of success.
That's a good deal.
We just went ahead and changed that menu up a little bit. And then at the dinner time, we have, all our wonderful steaks that, everybody raves about. So that's what we like to feature and highlight as our steaks. We are a steakhouse.
Yep.
But I always like to tell everybody in the kitchen that, being that we're a steakhouse, when we do offer seafood, it's going to be the best seafood in town. So
there you go.
nothing
goes better than steak and seafood.
We're in the Hampton Roads area,
right.
So you got to go ahead and have that complemented.
Very large restaurant?
It seats about 100 people.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too big, but it's enough for us.
All right, let's get back to the steak because we don't want to overcook it. That's
not at all.
something I'm known for. So.
As you can see, we've got a nice golden brown crust on there, and at this point is why we want to go ahead and take these steaks out of here.
Right. And
put them in this pan in the oven here. I do have a preheated oven here with a preheated pan.
Now, you've got, you put on a little bit of seasoning, pan sear a minute on each side.
Yep.
And how long are you going to keep it in the oven?
We're going to bring this up to about a medium rare, probably about 3 or 4 minutes in there.
3 or 4 minutes on, how hot is it?
About 400 degrees.
Oh, 400, so you're cooking pretty high. And so are we going to save the Diane sauce for next, or what do you think we're going to do?
We can go ahead and save that Diane sauce for next, and it only takes about a minute or so after that. It comes together fairly quick.
Okay, so we still have a little bit of time in the next segment to do that. Okay, so 1 minute on each side after a little bit of seasoning, and then in the oven for about 4 minutes on 400.
Correct.
Right, okay, now we were shooting for medium rare. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
I have trouble finding medium rare or rare. I mean, I just don't have that expertise for some reason.
Depending on the cut of meat, it's a very difficult thing to judge. A lot of people like to use a biotherm. This is a meat thermometer. Gives you the biggest bang for your buck for accuracy, especially on the larger pieces of meat.
Okay, all right. We're going to check in with Don from the Chop House in Schlesinger's in just a minute. Now, right to Carrie.
All right, Chris, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Week here on the Hampton Roadshow, and we want to keep you educated about women's health issues. And when you think of breast cancer, you may not think about bone health, but you really should. We have 2 guests to tell you why this morning. We're joined by Dr. Wayne Kaiser. He's one of the nation's leading oncologists, and also Linda House. She's the executive director of St. Vincent's Care Center in Indianapolis. Thank you so much to both of you for being here with us today. And that breast cancer diagnosis, it's all consuming. You're planning your treatment. Why should women, though, make sure that they don't leave their bone health out of the equation?
Well, Carrie, I think the main reason is because both the treatment and the disease can affect women's bones. In early disease, we often use hormonal therapies to suppress the return of breast cancer. The treatment itself can cause bone loss, and this can predispose a woman to fracture from the disease treatment. When the disease is advanced, up to 75% of women will have breast cancer spread to their bones. This can cause pain, fracture, the need for radiotherapy or surgery, and if spread to the spine, can cause spinal cord injury.
Is this something that when women are diagnosed with breast cancer, that they can immediately start with the strengthening exercises, the calcium supplements, or is the message here today that women should be taking care of their bones all the time so that if something like a breast cancer happens, they're just better off?
Well, I think both issues. Women should be taking care of their bones all the time. Calcium, vitamin D, as you've mentioned, the weight-bearing exercise, that's very important. And then when a woman unfortunately develops a breast cancer, that becomes even more important. Then to discuss those issues with her physician is an extremely important issue. And there are good sources, resources, tools to know about that.
Let's talk about some of those
Carrie,
resources.
the thing that I would add to that, the thing that I would add to that is part of the message here today is for women to be proactive in those conversations, to make sure if you're a woman with breast cancer or if you're a care partner of a woman with breast cancer, that you be proactive in educating yourself and being active in that dialogue with your healthcare team. Don't wait for the healthcare team to bring that up with you.
One other question that I wanted to ask is does the treatment of cancer, it can lead to frailty in the bones, but does that have anything to do with the likelihood that the cancer will spread to the bones, or is that a totally independent event?
That's an independent event. The frailty of bones can occur as a woman ages, and that can be treated and should be discussed with her physician. The frailty that is increased with breast cancer in bones or the treatment is another whole issue, and I think it's important for a woman, again, to discuss that with her healthcare provider, and there's a good resource for that called bonehealthinfocus.com, which gives information, tools, and resource for a woman to be able to discuss that with her physician.
All right. We'll go ahead and put that link on our website. When folks visit thehamptonroadshow.com, we'll send them right over to Bone Health in Focus as well. Thanks to both of you for making time for us today.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Still ahead on the Hampton Road Show, we've teamed up with the Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast for an event this weekend geared towards getting everyone moving and raising a healthier generation. We'll find out all about it next.
And don't forget about our pop quiz. You could win a family 4-pack of haircuts from Supercuts. Just log on to thehamptonroadshow.com and click on the pop quiz button on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hampton Road Show. We're here with the Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast. They've teamed up with WAVY TV 10 for a fun event called Let's Move that's taking place this Saturday at Pembroke Mall. Kelly Walsh, Community Relations Manager for the Girl Scouts of Colonial Coast, is here to tell us about it. Good morning, and thank you all for being here, and that was a great hug. Thank you, ladies,
Thank
for
you.
that.
We're so excited. You're going to be there on Saturday as well. It's from noon to 4, and we're asking, everybody to come out. We want a healthier girls and healthier families. So come out. We're going to have Zumba, Pilates, yoga demonstrations. We're going to have a hula hoop contest that you're going to be doing.
Okay.
And we have a scavenger hunt. It's all about getting girls and their families moving and being more healthy. It's very important to the Girl Scouts. We have a national initiative, and this Let's Move is part of the First Lady's initiative, and we are very happy to take part in it and get girls moving.
Why is it important to get girls at such a young age to talk about being healthy, staying fit, and making it fun at the same time?
Well, it sort of sets a precedence. If they do this while they're young, they will hopefully keep this healthy lifestyle as they grow older. And it's important to keep it fun, because if it's not fun, you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
So it is all about having fun, and we're going to have a blast on Saturday.
All right, let's talk to two of the ladies here. Schaefer, how old are you, sweetie?
10.
You're 10. So tell me about Saturday. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to, doing all the activities and having a lot of fun. I know some of my friends are going to be there, so I think that's going to be fun. And also, you're getting fit at the same time, so that's fun.
How about you, Jordan? You can pass the mic to her. You can hold that for her. How old are you?
10.
You're 10. So tell me, what do you like to do to stay fit and healthy?
Well, I like to go running and, go swimming, and sometimes I go on my bike.
On your bike. Okay. What grade are you in?
5th grade.
5th grade. Okay. And all of you girls are going to be out there on Saturday. Yes, they're shaking their head like maybe, yeah. What are some other things that they're going to be? A fitness fashion show. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's a fitness fashion show that's going to be a blast. Barbara Zahn is helping us with that, as well as Coles. We're just going to have a ton of activities going on. There's so many, I can't even name them all. You can certainly get more information from our website that goes into detail, but the food bank's going to be there. If people would like to donate canned goods, that we would love for them to do that, to help other families who might not be able to stay healthy as well. So CHKD is going to be out there. Tons and tons of community friends.
Have you guys done this event before, or is this
No,
time
this is
doing
this.
that?
Yep,
Okay.
this is the first time, and you know, we hope everybody can come out, all the families, and it's free to the public, so no worries there, and just spend the day with us. It's noon to 4, and I tell you, we're going to have a blast.
And also, if people come out there, perhaps may want to learn a little bit more about the Girl Scouts.
Absolutely. We're going to have representatives out there that can answer questions, and, you know, certainly we want you to register. It's a great program, and we have a lot to offer young girls.
Okay, well, it's going to be Saturday, October 22nd. I'm going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun from noon to 4 at Pembroke Mall. And so just come on out, put your running shoes on.
Absolutely.
Get fit, fun. And
it's going to be so much fun.
Healthy. All
Fun,
right,
fun,
ladies.
fun.
Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Well, thank you.
I love it. She likes to run, swim, ride, or bike. Future triathlete
That's
over
right.
there.
Very
Right?
cute,
Got all
very
three. Hey, we asked at the top of the show if you were a hugger. Now we have another question for you. Do you have an attitude of gratitude? Whether it's a teacher, a soldier, an old friend, maybe a perfect stranger, there's a new way that you can thank someone for impacting your life. Cheryl Tan has the details coming up in this week's What's Your Problem?
But first, we'll head back into the kitchen to see how Chef Donald Hart from Schlesinger's Chop House is doing with his steak Diane. Don't go away. Back now in the kitchen with Chef Donald Hart from Schlesinger's Chop House at Port Warwick and Newport News. Today he's showing us how to make steak Diane. We've already cooked the steak, Donald. Show us what we got here.
All right, we got our seared steaks that
Seared steak, looking good.
we finished in the oven. We're going to let them sit and settle for a few minutes while we'll go ahead and preparing the sauce.
Let's prepare that sauce. So give me the rundown. How do we do this?
In the same pan that we seared off the steaks in, we're going to go ahead and add some sliced mushrooms.
You do that because you got a little extra juice in there, a little
You got
flavor.
the extra juice and the flavor all excreted from the steak, so you're not losing any flavor from the steak.
Whenever a chef stands back, I'm going to stand back. Hey,
It's always a good idea.
There we go. No advance warning. Fire in the
Deglazing
house.
with a little bit of brandy. You'll see some other in some other recipes of a classical steak Diane. They also may use cognac as well.
Cognac or brandy. And what's that there?
This is a house-made demi-glaze that we make at the restaurant.
Looks like Worcestershire or something like that, or what?
The demi-glaze is a reduction of veal bones along with a bunch of vegetables, including a mirepoix of celery, carrots, and onions. We go ahead and put any kind of extra vegetable ends that we have in there, and we reduce it down along with the veal bones that have been roasted off. Add a little bit of tomato paste, and this is your end result of, as opposed to using a powdered product or something along those lines.
So how long will you keep that in the pan?
Just about a minute or so. You can get a nice rolling boil here. Then we're going to put a little bit of Worcestershire in there, and then just a little bit of a Dijon sauce. I mentioned a little bit of Dijon sauce because it could be very overpowering, and then that'll be the dominant flavor in your sauce. So I usually like to use a small utensil when you're putting the Dijon mustard in there.
All right. So this is the key right here, the Diane.
This is the Diane sauce.
This is the key to steak Diane. Not the steak, but the Diane. We need to come up with something for like steak Ariane. Steak Ariane. So how are we going to do that? Steak over grits, maybe?
You know, when we were originally talking about this recipe, I wanted to modify it a little bit and then call it steak Floanne after our general manager at the restaurant. But
steak Floanne?
But she wasn't
won't sell,
going.
huh?
No, I thought not that it wouldn't sell. I just don't think she was ready for that.
You know, it just seems like a good thing to do for your boss. Name a dish after him.
She did the floatini, so.
The floatini?
Yeah.
Oh, I understand what that is. We'll have to try that someday. All right, so how are we looking here?
As you can see, the sauce is already reducing down a little bit. We're going to take some of this asparagus and pan sear that.
Get those asparagus. How long on the asparagus?
Just about a minute or so. Pan's nice and hot, seasoned already.
You want to keep them crunchy, right?
Yeah, you want to have them al dente.
Nothing worse than a soft asparagus.
No.
All right. We got the flavors and the smells coming together nicely here, Donald.
As you can see, this is reducing down, thickens up naturally.
You're getting close, aren't you?
We're real close.
We're real close. So how did you get into cooking?
It was a business that I was kind of raised in. My mom and dad had their own restaurant and kind of just grew from there.
Okay.
And when I went out to California, I was fortunate enough to go through an apprenticeship program with the Hilton Hotels and kind of grew and evolved from there.
Well, I got to say, I like this knife. Now, that is a tool.
It is a tool, but it's a lot of blades, so you got to be very careful with it.
Right. I'm sure it's sharp too. So what are you going to do? Just slice it off the sides?
We're going to go ahead and slice this up and fan it out on our plate, and then go ahead and put our Diane sauce on there in just a moment.
How long were you out in California?
I lived out in the California way for about 3 or 4 years is all, and I wasn't out there too long. Just got my schooling and then got out of Dodge.
Let's get this on a plate and show us the final results of Steak Diane from Donald Hart at Schlesinger's. Here we go, starting with the asparagus.
Got the grilled asparagus on the plate.
Looking good, looking good. All right, Schlesinger's at Styron Square in Port Warwick, Newport News, Virginia. You can call 599-4700 or go to schlesingersteaks.com. Lunch and dinner, and Donald, that is a wonderful looking dish. One of your most favorite and popular dishes, I'm sure, right?
At lunch, it definitely is. At dinner, there's some other ones that may be a little bit more favorite, but it's a wonderful preparation either way.
All right, well, that's how you make Steak Diane with Donald Hart. Appreciate it, and we're going to try it in a few minutes.
All right, it does look delicious, but if your goal out there is to lose weight, Dr. Margaret Gaglione with Tidewater Bariatrics can help, along with some clever social media, which is interesting. I'm interested to hear about this. Good morning, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me back. One of the things about a year ago, we opened up our Facebook page. And what it does is allows us to be in constant contact with our patients. And what we offer for our patients is very intense program within the clinic. It's certainly, we offer them a system that's simple, it's easy to follow, it's medically supervised. And it offers them a lot of contact. We make about 100 decisions about food a day.
Oh, wow.
And so people need help along the way.
Right.
And this is another way that we can reach out to our patients, and then they can reach us. So our patients generally come to us once a week. But with Facebook, we can reach them daily.
Absolutely, that's the way.
So that's a really nice thing, and what our patients have said to us is that it keeps them on track. It's something that gives them a reminder. So if we look at some of the slides, the first slide, we actually have our own Facebook page, but we also have the HMR Facebook page. So Tidewater Bariatrics is one of 100 HMR programs nationwide. We're the only one that's a full-service HMR program in the state of Virginia. And so you can see these are the HMR program Facebook pages, and they're embedded within our website, and it gives people access to the larger community at large, where there's over 1,000 individuals that they can contact.
What is HMR?
HMR stands for Health Management Resources.
So it's kind of like they can track their food progress or what they eat during the day, kind of like a calendar.
It is,
type
and
deal?
also gives them recipes.
Oh, okay.
It gives them a way of tracking their calories that they're burned. It gives them a sense of community.
Is that free?
Yep.
Oh, okay, anyone can do it.
But people can find it through our Facebook page, which is at Facebook TWB for you. They'll see the picture of our outside picture of our office. We do postings for different, there you can see it up there.
Okay.
We do postings for different physical activity things that are going on. So we did the Komen Race for Cure last week. The Girl Scouts event would be a perfect one. If I can mention it this week on our Facebook page, that would be great.
Yeah.
So it gives different things that we hear about through the week that would be great activities for people to go out and do. So it's just ways that we can, if I see an article about obesity that I want my patients to hear about during the week, I post it, give them a few comments, and it's just a nice way for people to keep on track and keep it in the forefront.
Absolutely.
Because if it's in the forefront, we keep it in our minds.
And the way social media is going, that's great that you guys have, jumped on the bandwagon with that. Of course, to learn more, you can give Dr. Gaglione a call at 644-6819 or check out their website at twb4u.com to go check out Facebook and that HMR site, which is very neat to track your food and monitor your progress.
Right.
Dr. Gaglione, thanks.
Thanks for having me back.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Roadshow, Bayport Credit Union is doing its part to give back to the community. They always do. Coming up, find out how you can be part of this year's Alzheimer's Memory Walk.
But first, has someone made a positive impact on your life? Now there's a new way you can thank that person for their kindness. Cheryl Tan joins us with the details next on this week's What's Your Problem? We are buzzing this morning about hugs and Hello? Cell phones in Norfolk?
Oh,
Is that what it is?
right. No, I knew what you were talking about. I was just letting
It's my hand.
you hang loose for a minute.
Yeah, it's my hand phone.
You
What's
know,
up, Carrie?
This is going on in Norfolk, where parents are probably going to ask the school system to just kind of ease up a little bit. Right now they have a no cell phone in school policy that parents want to change. Monique says she doesn't agree with the policy because if a situation happens in school where my child was in danger, I would feel much better hearing my child's voice immediately saying, "Come get me," and I could respond accordingly, which I think is what parents are kind of interested in here, is having that
safety
emergency communication. Jesse says, I mean, I didn't have a cell phone in school in the class of 2000, and I'm still here.
Yeah,
And that's
what did
kind of
we
what
do
were
before the
saying,
phones?
I know, class of 89, still here.
Right. Still alive.
What's funny, Ariane? Like the year she was born. All right. Lakeisha says, I totally agree. Was it? 82. 82.
Well,
Right.
I remember that.
Lakeisha says, I totally agree because students must pay attention, talk after school is over. Okay, so Lakeisha kind of feels what the administrators are saying, that these phones are a huge distraction, and then it becomes the haves and the have-nots, and, you know.
Yeah, they're important, but how are you going to take them away from them? I mean, how do you police that?
I don't know.
Now we also want to know, how do you police hugging and invading a personal space? We've asked you, are you a hugger? Do you shake it out? You hug it out? And this is what we've got. Lakeisha says, I've been told you can tell a lot about a person through their handshake.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Howe, I usually only hug those of a female persuasion.
Well, all right.
Most guys don't seem to want me to hug them, which is fine. I get plenty of hugs from the ladies anyway.
Oh, man.
Jerry.
Wow.
Hug it out.
All right, Casey says, if every single person, this is nice, Casey. If every single person started their day with a hug from someone who genuinely cared about them, I think the world would be a much less scary place. Hugs are the best. I bet she is also a fan of rainbows and puppies. Stop it. Okay.
You seem like more than a little bit of a hug. That was the
Too much. Full frontal hug. You know?
She's right. Well, growing up, you probably heard it plenty and plenty of times from your parents and your teachers. How important is it to say thank you?
Right, a hug and a thank you.
Yes.
Right? Mom is always right. They know how a heartfelt note can truly make a difference, but it's not always easy to find the time to write, even though you know it would make a lasting impact. So a local woman came up with the idea to create a living tribute online to the people who have meant the most to her. Find out how Nora Firestone's dilemma provided a solution for all of us in today's What's Your Problem?
Thank you, Mr. Humphrey. You saw something worthwhile in that ugly, ignorant, sorry girl and helped her bloom to the wonderful person she is today.
So often there are people you come in contact with for which a face-to-face thank you isn't possible or isn't nearly enough. So hundreds of people have turned to a new website, Thanking of You, and we're happy to talk with the website's creator, local freelance writer Nora Firestone. Thanks very much for letting us come into your home to talk about this way to give gratitude. What a great concept. How'd you come up with it?
Thank you, Cheryl. This ThinkingofYou.com was inspired by my longtime desire but unsuccessful search to thank two teachers from Plain Edge, Long Island, who had each said or done something decades ago that left a lasting positive impact on me as I grew. It's life-affirming for the recipient to know how they've touched the lives of others. No human being is without a struggle. Your special qualities are needed by all the students. Whether you realize it or not, you're making a difference to somebody every day.
You mentioned that you started this because of a personal way to reach out.
One of the two teachers who I had sought to thank, Mr. Chuck Sybil on Long Island. I wrote the story of thanks about an event way back in 1976 or 77 and how he instilled in me a faith in myself and a confidence in myself. Now he calls me several times a year just to touch base, say hello, discovering how he made a difference in the life of a former student has profoundly impacted his life today in retirement. And that means everything to me.
ThinkingofYou.com has been up and running since 2009. How does it work, Nora?
At ThinkingofYou.com, anyone can post a thank you anytime to any individual or group in the world. And conversely, anyone can read these messages, including and especially their recipients. To my boys, thank you for your unconditional supportive love through everything we have been through. I love the both of you, and through everything you have been my rocks, my strength, and my guiding light.
Let's talk about some of the great stories that have emerged from this website, and I know you have several.
Yes, one local woman posted a story to her sister with whom she hadn't spoken in many years. When Gina read it, she was so touched.
It was a surprise, and it explained a lot because I didn't know why there was the distance there. I didn't understand it. Actually, I received a letter in the mail, and then she told me that she had put it on the website, so I read it. It meant more. It was like, wow, she must really be sincere, because she could just send me a letter and it wouldn't mean anything, but to go to the extra extreme and to put it on the website, it just meant a lot more. I guess I figured she meant, you know, it was honest.
Truly, you are an essential part of one of the most valued forces in my life, gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These are the true life testimonials in this public forum that really showcase to the world the direct impact that a group or individual is having in the lives of others.
And it is free to post as well as to read the gratitude stories at thankingofyou.com. Now, you may wonder how you can find out you have a thank you on there. You know, the experts say that you should Google your name to find out what people are saying about you. Well, when you Google your name, sometimes it will pop up at thankingofyou.com, and there you might be able to see what people are saying about you as far as thank yous to the impact that you have had on their lives.
That's very neat. Cool. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're very welcome.
Well, hey, the Peninsula is all abuzz about the Walk to End Alzheimer's this weekend at Port Warwick Styron Square. We have Bayport Credit Union's Rona Altschiller. She's the Peninsula chair of this event to tell us about the activities for the weekend. Thanks for being on the Hampton Road Show.
Thank you for having me.
This is an annual event.
It is.
Bigger and better every year.
That's what we hope. Bayport is our regional sponsor again this year, so we're really happy to have them on board. And our event takes place Saturday, like you said, and our sponsors will show up at 8 o'clock, bright and early, set up. Let the community know who they are and why they're participating, and then beginning at 9, the registration opens and participants come and sign in and get excited about it. We have a lot of activities going on. We have refreshments, and we have a singer, and we have a beautiful opening ceremony. It's just a lot of energy. A lot of people come out, and it's our mission is to make this world a place with no Alzheimer's. A world with no Alzheimer's is really what we're all about.
The day of registration is great. If folks find themselves free on that Saturday morning, they can make the decision then, or they can make the decision in advance. You know, if folks hear about these big walks, maybe get a little intimidated. This is nice. There's a 3-mile walk. There's a 1-mile walk.
Absolutely.
Something that anyone and everyone can do. You mentioned the nice opening ceremony, but I know you've got a special surprise planned for the finish line as well. Tell me about these little flowers.
Well, these flowers are something new this year. It's part of our Promise Garden, and they're 4 different colors, and they each represent, every single person that comes will be given one. The blue represents, the person that takes the blue will be someone that has Alzheimer's. The yellow is someone who knows someone living with the disease right now. The purple one is for those that have lost someone or know someone that has passed from Alzheimer's. And the orange is for everyone that believes in the mission of a world without Alzheimer's. So you might not be impacted personally, but you just care. So everyone will have a flower. They will hold the flower during the opening ceremonies. We'll have 4 people representing these colors that have a story, and we have someone reading their bio on the stage area to tell what it means to them to be there. And then as the walk starts, all the participants, hopefully hundreds, will lay their flower down, take off for their walk, and then when they come back, volunteers will have planted the flowers in a special area. So they'll come back and look over and see, wow, this big field full of flowers, and we're calling for a light breeze to have them spinning because they are pinwheels.
That'll be great. So. Unfortunately, Rona, I know if you were to pick the color that signified your story, you would pick up the purple because of the loss of your mom.
Yep. My mom died day before my birthday, this past April 22nd, and I wear the button when I walk to remember her. It'll be actually exactly the 6-month anniversary of her passing, the day of the walk. And but I do this, and I will always continue to do it because people with Alzheimer's have no voice. And so as I said to my mom as she took her last breath, I said, I will continue to do this as long as I can, and to get the word out. It's about awareness. Yes, it is a fundraiser. Yes, we do want to raise a lot of money for research, for local programs that we offer here on the peninsula, but more importantly, we need to get the disease out of the closet so people will talk about it, not be ashamed about it. And so for the rest of my life, I will do it for everybody else's family members and those in my own family who we don't know that are fighting it. My mother-in-law right now has the disease also. So it's so rampant, and we can't stop because we are the voice. Without our voice, we'll never find a cure.
All right, so let's hope you will put your voice in with the many other voices that will come out for the walk. And I know it's a disease that makes family members feel helpless, but this is a way to not feel helpless, to feel like you can take some action, just as Rona has been. You can stop by any of the 14 Bayport credit unions across Hampton Roads if you'd like to register in advance, or you can log on to bayportcu.org. And don't forget, there will be day of registration for the walk as well. The weather is supposed to be great. This flower garden is going to be a beautiful sight, so don't miss it. Thanks so much, Rona.
My pleasure. Thank you.
A lot going on this weekend.
Yeah, pretty concept. I like that, the flowers. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I like that
very,
too.
very neat.
Yeah, and different colors represent different things.
And they want a little breeze.
Want a
this
little
weekend.
breeze,
Get a little
yeah.
breeze. So
Probably help them out with that.
they're putting an order in for
Tomorrow
you.
we're definitely gonna have a big breeze. It'll blow in some cooler temperatures. Pardon me, but over the weekend, yeah, we'll have some really nice weather. So let's take a look and get that pop quiz in here. And here's the first clue. Place to learn more. Has almost 5,000. Named for an English captain, and has a popular arts center. So what do we think about that one?
I don't know.
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
Christopher Newport.
That's right. Yep, the Sanderson Center is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
a
a
big
present
deal over there.
for you, Jeremy.
It's coming up there, Christopher Newport
Really
University.
quick,
Yeah.
Everybody says I call you Jeremy. So, and you just revealed that you're kind of like a germaphobe. So, if you want to show this is just for you, Jeremy. So, from
Jeremy
me to
Wheeler.
you.
Yeah.
You're not going to accept.
People used to call me Jeremy back in the day.
All right.
My enemies used to
Now
call
we're
me
gonna
that.
try
We'll be
steak
right back.
Diane.
We'll be right back. We're going to have some steak. How we doing?
Delicious. This is amazing. The mushrooms love it.
I like
that
Steak
peppery
Diane.
flavor.
A very special thanks to Donald Hart from Schlessinger's at Warwick and Newport News. A great meal today. Thank you, Donald.
Melts in your mouth.
Want to thank our live audience, Girl Scouts of Colonial Coaster, Let's Move event at Pembroke Mall this weekend. Also, Dr. Gaglione for talking about how to stay fit through social media.
If you want more information about that, about Tidewater Bariatrics, and also the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Port Warwick and Newport News, same areas, same neighborhoods as the restaurants. So walk, get yourself some steak, Diane. It'll all be at thehamptonroadshow.com, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Give somebody a hug today.
Right. Oh, yeah.